Here we have a question so hard that Edexcel has, since 2020, had to remove this. Okay, so this is a question pre-2020. If you see this in your textbook, still very, very difficult question. Okay, so let's go through it. Express vector ON in terms of A and B. Okay, so you want to express this ON in terms of A and B. What is A? O to A is A, and O to B is B. And this point M divides OA in the ratio 3 to 2. Okay, MN is parallel to OB. Perfect. So it's going to be some multiple of B because they're parallel. Express ON in terms of A and B. Okay, perfect. So let's look at A. ON in terms of A and B. Well, you'd get ON equals 3/5 A plus lambda lots of B. Okay, but this question doesn't say in terms of A, B, and lambda. It's just in terms of A and B. Okay, so how do we figure out what this lambda actually is? Okay, and the way we do that is we need to think of this shape as similar. Okay, these and these are two similar shapes. Okay, or another way of thinking about it is we're going to take this different route. Okay, so what happens when we take that route? Okay, this is still going to be ON. All right, so let's represent this different route in blue. We're still doing O to N. Okay, but we're going to go through the whole of A, and then we're going to go down this AN. Okay, now what is AN? Okay, so for now we're just gonna, I know it leads to more and more that we need. For now, I'm just gonna leave that as AN. Okay, think of the whole triangle now. Okay, 0, A. Okay, and we take away the noise. All right, we know what A to B is. Okay, A to B is B minus A. So A to B is B minus A. Okay, this A to N is then some fraction of A to N. A to B, sorry. Okay, we represent this T. It's just some fraction of A to B. Okay, so now let's sub that into here, back onto our blue. So O to N can also be represented as this fraction of A to N. Okay, so we've got two equations now, our black and our blue, that represents O to N. Okay, so let's equate these two together. So 3/5 A plus lambda B has got to equal, let's put this back in blue, A minus T lots of A plus T lots of B. So another way of saying this is 1 minus T of A plus TB. Okay, now those that have seen the solutions on Physics and Maths Tutor would start to see some similarities here. Okay, but instead Physics and Maths Tutor plucked this formula out of nowhere. Okay, and they equated it to this previous formula that was probably the easier of the two to spot. Okay, why have they just set this lambda? Okay, I've used T. Okay, why can they just set it to be lambda? Well, when we can compare coefficients between our blue and our black formula, okay, the coefficient, the number in front of this B must be the same. Okay, so this gives us that lambda must equal T. Okay, so that then gives us our formula, 1 minus lambda lots of A plus lambda B. Okay, and now we can solve for lambda is 2/5. Okay, so what did we actually want? What did the question actually ask for? Express vector ON in terms of A and B. We're really nearly there. We just now have found what lambda is, so we can say that O to N is 3/5 A plus 2/5 B. Okay, and that is O to N. Nice. Now let's look at part B. Find vector M to N. Okay, well, we've kind of already done that in part A. Okay, we found lambda, so then we can say that, sorry, I forgot what that vector was called. M to n is 2/5. M to n is 2/5 b. It may be part why they've removed that question, because we've kind of already solved that and above. And now C, we need to show that AN to NB is 2 to 3. Okay, AN to NB is 2 to 3. Okay, well, we knew what AB was. Okay, AB was B minus A. Okay, and then we know this T we've now figured out is 2/5. Okay, so A to N, we know that A to N is 2/5. Very clear, 2/5 of A to B. Okay, let's not slack on our notation. All right, A to N is 2/5 A to B. Okay, so A to B, if this is 2/5 to the N, okay, this means it must be split in a 2 to 3 ratio. Okay, and that is the answer to question 12 pre-2020 textbook.